Welcome back, friends and fellow adventurers, for the 35th campaign episode of Cocked, a real play RPG podcast. Everyone here is excited for some big changes happening with our show in the next few months. We have a new one-shot we will be recording next month. We also will be releasing the prequel episodes to our Patreon members. And last but not least, we have a new cast member who will be joining the show within the next few weeks. They will first jump in with the crew in the one-shot, and then join the campaign. However, let's get right back to the action, as last week we left off when Katie was attempting to communicate telepathically to the Emerald Dragon. When she received no response, she went over to Puck frustrated to get the keys. We resume with Katie addressing Puck.
What are you doing? Like, can I get the keys?
I'm looking at the Emerald Dragon.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not the one with the keys.
Well, okay, are you in a state where you're going to notice me come over and get the keys off of you?
I'm in like a hyper, attentive state, probably.
Okay, so what do we need to do?
And I'm just going to drop them in my bag.
What do you mean? Drop them in your bag. I'm not saying out loud, I'm getting the keys.
I know. Are you going to ask Brock or just, take them?
Oh, I would take them. I wouldn't ask you. We're not at that we're at a bigger, deeper relationship now to where I'm like, oh, I could just take your things. You're fine.
Can I go home?
So
friendship-wise, obviously. But I mean,
Katie approaches Brock.
Because you were in a weird state.
And you're not going to ask, you're just going to reach for the keys?
Yeah, because he was in a weird state. So I want to go in there. I'm not releasing it. I want to go in there and
the keys
chit-chat.
are in your hand, correct?
No, they're on his side.
On your side?
Yeah.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Okay.
With disadvantage, because he's in shock.
Oh, 17. I see the world.
I see colors.
I see everything.
Oh, wait, you can see colors.
I see sounds in here.
Thank you.
Make a sleight of hand check with advantage.
Oh, bitch. That's a 22.
Well.
So, in the state that Braca is in, looking straight forward, you don't immediately feel the tug. Katie gets the keys free, and they're a little bit away from your body as you feel what the keys kind of pull on your belt, and then you feel it.
That's a 22.
As though
they
nothing's
can't
there.
Feel anything.
I mean, it's weight on his belt.
Rocco would probably just instinctually just grab behind him and try.
Okay, let's contest this strength.
He's gonna fail.
Yeah, he is.
I was gonna say a dex check with disadvantage.
Oh, okay.
Because you didn't feel the sleight of hand pull on the
He'll
keys
still
until after it was gone.
Fail.
But now you're reaching back, trying to just reach for whatever it was.
With that attitude.
That's a 19.
With
2
disadvantage?
17s.
It's a nice. Oh wow.
Yeah.
So you are able to. You feel Katie's arm as it's pulling away. What do you want to do?
Why are you stealing from me?
I'm not stealing from you. These keys aren't yours.
Well, I have them now.
Yeah. There is a baby dragon.
I'm aware.
Okay, I'm gonna go talk to him.
You can talk to him through the cell.
It's fine. We have Alfred too. Maybe they could help us. This Emerald Dragon could probably get us out of here.
Get us. You could have just asked.
I'm sorry. I'll make sure to ask you next time.
Off.
Oh, I made him mad. That's what she says out loud.
The beginning of the end.
Okay, so you get the keys. You're, I'd say, 15 feet from the cell. So you walked past, went to the cell, got the keys from Braca. It would be either you would have to use your action to get back to the cell, or end your turn there and then use your movement to get there next turn.
If I use my action to move towards the cell, can I still talk?
You can talk, yeah.
Okay, I'll do that.
You won't be able to unlock the door because you took
that's-
the keys, but you'd be able to use your action to get back to it to talk.
You still have the axe, right?
With yeah,
Okay.
I do still have the axe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because once Braca got upset with me, now Katie's like, okay, maybe that won't. Let me just wait a second. But she does go to the cell again and then asks out loud if they know Alfred.
And it kind of turns its head at you, and you hear in your head, I don't know an Alfred.
Am I able to still ask another question, or is that an end of my turn?
Next turn you'll be able to.
Okay.
What else does it do in turn order besides, like, kill the warden, maybe?
Someone was talking a big game, saying they were going to stab or slash the warden with their own axe,
I will.
and then ran away.
So it would be the construct's turn.
No.
A 3. Still no actions, nothing, right?
It's just locked up, bro.
And that was...
It can't move,
8.
it can't do anything.
Yeah, that's round 8, so
Yeah.
the grease is at 9.
Yeah.
Does the grease drop if you get out of a certain distance from it, though? No? Okay. But you can drop it if you want, right? No? Oh. I thought it was one of those spells you could drop if you want.
Not. It's just grease on the floor. It dries up or goes away whenever.
Okay. And this round 9 of the grease, right?
Mm-hmm.
He had a burp.
So on the way back up, this is going to be round 10 for grease, so it'll drop at the end of this round. Aegard, you are standing just outside of the grease. The construct has turned and looked at you and has not moved since locking eyes.
Yeah. Aegard's going to walk around the grease towards where I was huddled by the green dragon.
Okay. You didn't even have to walk. You were already on the other side of the grease.
I'm sorry, yeah.
So you can just walk.
He's not double timing. I'm just walking.
So you're not going to double move?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's probably going to take you 3 rounds to get to there, so this is 1. Braca, you were about 20 feet from the cell to walk back towards where Katie was.
How far am I from where Puck is?
About 100 feet away.
Okay.
Because Puck is inside the armory.
Yeah. But the actual room is like just 100 feet away. Like
Yes.
the doorway. Okay. Braca will kind of like shake his head a little bit and just try and like snap himself out of it. And then remember that there's a room full of stuff.
Roll a wisdom check.
Wisdom check. 14.
Yeah, you're able to snap out of it.
Okay. So Braca will very quickly turn around and dash.
I'm going to say you're able to get to the doorway on the raptor.
Okay, yeah. And he'll just kind of peek his head in at Puck and be like, You okay in here?
So as you look into the room, you see Puck is kind of straightening the armor that he's wearing, and you see that it is this dark leather, so it's more of like a black, not necessarily a brown, with this very dark green fabric underneath it and over the shoulders that drops down. As he approaches you, you can see what looks like a scimitar on his hip, on his left hip, because he does not have a left arm, so he draws it across his body. And he also has what looks like a pouch on his right side, tied to his belt. As he approaches you, he kind of looks and nods. He's like, I didn't even ask your names. What's your name, friend? Thank you for helping me get out.
Is there anything else in the room?
There's lots of stuff in here.
What is all in the room? I see weapons and armor, but what else besides that?
There's weapons, there's armor, there's all kinds of things. Here, come in. Step in, I'll show you. And he kind of motions to you to come inside the door, and he starts turning to walk towards a table that has a bunch of other stuff besides weapons and armor on it.
Okay. And yeah, Brock will just kind of like chill in there and just look at the stuff and see if anything like nothing like any like weapons. He's not gonna like grab any weapons or anything. If they're like any like scrolls or any like thing, anything that would normally pique Brock's interest, he'll like look at and like investigate and take.
So as you walk in, You can see weapons on the walls and things like that. You can see this shield that looks like it's made out of vines and like bramble. You see a couple different types of armor on the wall. There is one that's small, that's smaller even than the size that Puck's armor is. Looks like it would probably fit you. There are flails, there are swords, there's all kinds of stuff around. He kind of looks at you and says, So you're looking for something besides armor and weaponry?
Well, that shield, you'll point at like the vine shield or whatever. My friend would probably like that. I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't know whose it was. I know all this stuff. I know when they opened the door, I could see all of it because they removed my stuff here in the cells and put it up there, and then put me in the other cell.
No,
and
they're not here, so
no, thank God. I'm sorry. Thank the Lords. So he's like, but no weapon or armor. And he picks up a torch.
That's what you call quick on your feet.
And and he walks over to you, and he's like, you might like this, and he grabs a belt, and the belt that you see, it has 2 stoppers that are just stoppers hanging, and he's like, what is it that you use? Like, there's a belt. He's like, there's this this stuff, and he grabs the torch and hands it to you. He's like, this, I've heard of these. They said that it's some type of torch that, like, it could do things other than just be lit. I don't know exactly what that means, but I've heard him talk about some of the stuff in here, and it's pretty cool, but then they just leave, and it's the hag and, like, some of the hobgoblins. If they grab somebody, they come down here, and the construct usually listens to them.
How often has this hag come down here?
Since I've been down here, not at all.
So you just hear of...
I just heard them talking about it as they were walking towards it.
Okay. Besides the construct that wanders this hall, does anybody else come down here?
Not since I've been here. They really just bring people down here, I guess, as prisoners, and they executed all the others that were with me, so...
Okay. Well, my friends would probably want some of the stuff in here, since it's just gonna sit in this room and just collect dust otherwise. If there's anything, like, alchemically related, I'll take it.
He kind of hands you the belt. He's like, I don't know about this, but I mean, I know it's a belt. And he hands you that, and then he kind of turns and he grabs what looks like a large brandy bottle. It's one of those glass bottles that has, like, the little loop on it. I'm trying to think of what they're called.
Carafe.
Yeah, it's like a carafe that has a little loop that you can hold on it, and it has a stopper on the top, but the stopper is very, like, elegant, and it almost looks like a flower on the top. There's this. Do you just want to bring your friends down here? We can prop the door open and just kind of go through the stuff.
Sure. Yeah. The tall one you saw, he was walking down here, I think.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
But I'll just stay here if you want to go tell them that I'm in here.
Okay. I'm Puck, by the way. And he kind of holds his hand out. Like he's going to shake your hand.
Rock will shake his hand.
He kind of nods. He's like, I'll go grab him. And he just starts headed that way. And as he walks by, he kind of looks up at the raptor and just kind of, like, gives it a wide berth. And he kind of walks a little bit around it and then continues going.
He won't eat you.
That's good. He seems nice. And you see him kind of, like, uneasily walk away, and after he gets, like, 10, 15 feet away from him, he just kind of starts running towards the other two.
Well done.
And he's able to get to where you guys are in this one round, because he can move 60 feet, and he's like, your friend Braca said to meet him In the armory, there's some cool stuff in there. I mean, it's just gonna go to waste sitting down here. I got my stuff back that I needed. If you guys want anything, we can go back and kind of raid that armory.
I would like to see what they have.
And then Katie, it's your turn after he books it and makes it to you guys. And at this point, we will drop turn order. We'll drop confusion on the construct in there, but he is kind of locked in the cell for the time being. Just because I don't want to keep moving in turn order to get back there, we're just going to move to the armory. As long as you want to go to the armory and not keep talking to the dragon.
No, I go into the dragon cage.
Into the dragon cage.
So Puck sees you reach for it with the key, and he's like, wait. He's like, don't let anything out.
Why? We let you out. Should I put you back in a cage?
Puck looks at Katie after she asks that question, and he says, I led a revolt against the clan of the Black Moon. We don't know what everything else is in here for, but I know you can't trust that thing down there. And he points down in the direction where the human is in the cell. He's like, that thing is all sorts of evil.
I can tell you right now, I already knew that. I don't know. But something about this dragon, it's not going to do anything. It's like you.
He kind of turns and looks at the dragon. He's like, you'll have to forgive me, but my people don't have a great history with dragons. Usually they try to eat and kill goblins. I understand normally goblins are the aggressor in most cases, but I want to just live free.
Is Aegard there? Did you say Aegard was also there at this point?
Yes, you had not started moving towards the armor yet, so you're still standing there.
Yeah, okay. I can take care of the hunger situation, Katie.
Yes.
If you would like to give the dragon one of the good berries.
Oh, I can do that.
And it's been a while since you've eaten. I feel as though maybe you need one.
Thank you so much, Aegard. Yes, thank you.
So there's two.
I ate one.
Yeah, and then
like I have already.
And Puck, I don't know how often they feed you here.
I'm good.
So, we already befriended a dragon from the Fey world, and this one says that they're from the Fey world too. I just think they just want to be able to go home. So I'm going to go and maybe they can even help us out of here. I don't know. So I'm going to go in there.
Wait.
If anything happens, it's on me.
Wait.
And it'll eat me first.
Have you asked it how to get the manticles off?
Ooh. Good question. How do I get the manticles off you? Do you know?
You hear in your head, the key to any type of restraint in this prison is the axe that you hold.
Oh, holy shit.
And as you hear that, and you pull the axe away from you, roll a perception check with advantage.
What's the advantage?
This could be at least like 10.
A 12.
Nice.
As you start to look at the axe now and you kind of hold it away from you, you see those different colors with the keys kind of shimmer across the axe as well. You don't know exactly what it is, but you feel like it's a magical axe.
It says I gotta use this, so I'm gonna go in there. You can close the door behind me, and then I can give you guys the keys through the thing if y'all prefer.
Aegard, are you okay with... I'm sorry.
Aegard is more than fine with
actually, he doesn't know Aegard's name.
No, he doesn't.
He just knows Braca.
And Aegard doesn't know
so he kind of looks at Katie and he looks at Aegard. He's like, if you guys are fine with that's fine. I'm Puck, by the way.
Oh, Katie.
Katie, nice to meet you.
Hello, Puck. I am Aegard.
Aegard, nice to meet you. Just quick question. I know you're gonna go.
We're usually pretty good judge of character, so.
I hope so. Because I feel like you're nice people. But when we get out of here, can we kill the clan of the Black Moon? Because that was kind of what I set out to do. And I really think that if I come back into the main space, that some of the people who were supporters of my cause that didn't necessarily stand up the first time, if they see me come back, maybe that'll give them an extra little push to overthrow the hobgoblins and the hag, possibly. Might give us a little bit of a distraction to get... I know you guys were talking about the stones.
Let us complete our business here. We will discuss that when we're out of this place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
One thing at a time. You got to learn to take it each step.
I can tell you that we are also against the Clan of the Black Moon.
Okay.
So we are in line there.
Okay. Well, then, I guess my sword is yours until we get up above ground so that we can take out the Clan of the Black Moon, but I owe you my life. You guys freed me from the cell that I thought I was going to be stuck in until I died, so thank you.
Good judge of character.
Aegard looks at Katie and says, please be careful.
Do you want me to close the door and give you the keys?
I think that would be wise if you feel as though you'll be safe. But I only want you to do something that you feel okay with.
Can I roll an insight real quick not on Aegard, of the dragon?
So, you see, before you roll your insight, you see Huck is kind of looking at you guys after having a conversation, and he just kind of starts looking around and looks shocked, and he's like, I think you may need the key for the muzzle, but the rest can be done with the act. Did you say that to me? Did you say that to me? And he kind of looks, and you guys see as the Emerald Dragon turns its head and looks straight at Puck, and he's like, I don't... I think the dragon told me you need the key to unlock the muzzle.
Oh, you heard it too?
I think so.
It talks to you in your head.
That wasn't
Aegard,
either of you.
Have you heard it?
I have not. And Aegard looks at the dragon and says, hello, friend. My name is Aegard.
And you hear, hello. My name is Julian.
Julian?
Julian.
Julian, why are you in this place?
I don't know. I've been here since I can remember.
It's just a pain.
If we were to release you, do you mean us harm?
I just want to return home and find my family. I remember glimpses, but I've been here for years and years. I just want to get back to the Fae.
And I don't think Aegard and Katie had talked yet, so this is the first time he's hearing the Fae. Well, friend, we have another companion who is not with us right now, who is also from the Fae, who wants to return home once we are done with the task at hand. If you do not mean us harm, we will be happy to free you and help you return home.
And you hear in your head, if you free me, I will not attack you. I'm assuming your friend is Alfred?
Yes.
Kind of nods.
Okay. Yep. And then I look, and Aegard looks at Katie and says, well, hold on, I'm going to do an inside check.
Mm-hmm.
And then I decided not to do an inside check. Seems fine. So I think you'd be fine to leave the door open and whatever you feel comfortable with. And then Aegard turns and walks towards the armory.
So, as you begin to unlock the door, and Aegard turns and walks away, the door opens, and Julian kind of leans out as far as she can stretch her head.
Oh, it is a girl.
And sets it as close as she can to you. So, and turns where the lock is facing you to try to open the muzzle.
Alfred oh my gosh. Okay, so I go to unlock it.
Okay. You look at it, you can see the sigil. You find the right key with the right sigil. It takes you a minute because there are quite a bit of doors and keys. But you find the right one, you unlock it, and as it opens, you hear in Draconic, "Thank you."
Of course.
And she kind of picks her head up, and she looks down where her front legs are, and how they're manticled. The claws of the dragon are in on each other. So she can't flip her claws to where she could dig in the ground. Mm-hmm. They're pressed up against each other with the manticles so that she can't move.
So, yeah, what do I need to do to release the rest of her?
So she kind of looks back at the chains that are going over the edges. And
over the edges?
Of her, like, wings and of her body, because it's like an X over the wings to hold her down.
Right.
And so she can't really move her legs out, like they're stuck under her.
Okay. So go to the wing area and then use the axe.
As you go ahead and make an attack roll against the chains. I'd say...
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, no, don't get a 1.
I don't get a 1, but... what do I add to it?
Chop the dragon's tail off.
It's a great axe, so if you add a great axe to your inventory, I think it's strength.
But are you proficient with that?
Fighters are proficient with everything.
Not all large weapons, though. Is it like martial weapons, simple weapons?
Yeah, martial, simple, everything.
Okay. How about they?
Just a great axe?
Yep, just add, for right now, just add great axe.
The yellow, or not yellow, white one?
Yep. So you're proficient, you're able to attack with it with 2 hands.
Okay, just give me a second, okay? Jeez Louise. Trying to figure this out.
And I kind of feel bad for the warden now.
I don't. He's going to rot across from Wolf Boy for the rest of his life.
It's a 7 that I rolled.
Because I don't think they have copies of these keys.
Roll with advantage.
With advantage?
Yeah, because the chains are immobile. Awesome. They're stuck in the ground.
That's worse.
Okay, so you swing and you hit the ground next to it.
Jesus Christ.
And Puck kind of leans forward. He's like, I'm not an expert in this stuff, but those...
It was my first time.
He's about to gob-splain it to her.
No, with typically, with like magic weapons, you usually have to like practice with it or like spend time with it to kind of like. It took me a while to get to where I knew how to do this. And he looks at he pulls his scimitar, and he utters something, and all of a sudden you can see the blade just erupts in flame. He says it again, and it goes out. He's like, it's just, it took me some time to, like, really get to know my weapon to be able to do that. Maybe we should head to the armory. You said her name is Julian, right?
Yes.
Julian, as long as you don't attack us, I have no problem with freeing you, but we might need to come up with a better plan of action to get you free. But if we walk away, we're going to come back. And in common, she says back out loud, she looks at both of you first, and then looks over at Puck and says, if it is time you need, then take all the time you need. But if you head towards that door and leave me here to rot, if I get out, I will do everything in my power to find you and bring you to justice.
See, look.
Okay.
See, look.
Aegard's not there.
She's lawful neutral.
I won't leave you. Just, I guess we gotta figure something out real quick.
Please don't. I've been here for years, and I just want to get home.
Do you want a good berry right now, just so that you can have something nourishing to eat?
Sure.
Do you want the hot one?
Yeah, I want that one. I don't want that shit.
No, that's not. That was for a special thing.
No, that's not. We pledged for everything.
Whatever.
The GM is going to take
Losers.
fiery hot, being
I had a
drizzled.
barf one earlier. You got
I had liver and
pomegranate.
onions.
Katie wasn't, or Katie, Aegard wasn't around to hear that threat, so he's not gonna.
Fucking
Calm
cayenne.
down.
Yo, you're gonna have a cool. Can druids use shields? I don't think
Ow,
they're.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, you are okay. That's cool.
Aegard always has. He has this shield thing that's like strapped to his
Okay.
forearm.
Ooh, cayenne is hot. Okay.
Yeah, kind of.
Now you're gonna get a cool like leaf shield, dude. That's
So
We'll see. I want to see what these things do.
now
you know?
that
How much can your bag of holding fit?
I don't have. I don't have really anything.
We're
in
gonna
it.
go through the store and just start chucking everything in your bag of holding.
They can fit how much? I think like 500 pounds
Right.
worth of stuff. I have.
They were just hot. It was-
Kind is really hot. They
Right?
have it lower than I think it should be.
I currently
Yeah,
have
that's spicy.
64 pounds of stuff in my
Bing-boozle.
bag, but I'm
You have
I'm
Starburst?
carrying a bunch of stuff that I don't need.
do you have a yellow one?
Yeah, there's something over here.
All right, where were we at?
Well, you were going to ask a question.
Sorry.
I
Katie
wasn't
gonna
going to ask a question. I'm
Oh.
trying to put these back in your package.
I don't want any more. Please don't. Keep them over there. Excuse me. Reggie, you can
Now,
have that whole-
now that
all
you've
of them.
had some sustenance, we're not going to leave you. And I know that it might seem like that because of what you've been through over the last however many years, but we're going to figure this out, and before we leave, we will get you out.
In Draconic, she looks at you and says, I am slow to trust.
I understand.
I just want to get home. The only life I've known is being tortured and strapped to this floor. And I just want to get out of this
Poor baby.
terrible place.
Alright, I will be right back. Okay? I'm gonna go figure this out.
And Puck is like, did you take the keys?
No.
Actually?
No, I have them.
You still have the keys?
Yeah.
Okay. So Puck has been, we'll say he's been holding the door open since you have the keys inside anyways.
Oh, are there any rocks or anything on the ground?
There's not any on the ground per se, but there's like rubble. So if you
Ooh,
look at like,
Nope. I get my movable rod out and I put it in front of the door so it can't close.
okay.
Yep. First time we're using it as a door stopper.
Yep, you put the
An
rod in front and
anti-gravity
click the
door
button,
stopper.
and it extends up to the ceiling in the ground. And as it just kind of, you pull the door and it hits, and you.
This
Kinda-
is to keep the door open because I don't know what else will hold it open and I don't want it to lock back on you.
Wait, you say it extends? What do you mean it extends?
Well, because it like reaches up to the floor. Well, I guess
It's
it
4
doesn't
feet.
extend, does it? It's
No.
just 4 feet.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you
There's
are you
another
going to put it in
item
the
like
air
that.
or on the ground?
It's on the
It's a
ground.
pole of
Okay.
extending or something.
Like,
So yeah, so you put it down on the ground, click the button, and you kind of pull on the door and show Julianne that it's not going to move. And Katie and Puck make their way towards the armory.
So what did you mean I have to talk to it? What?
Well, it's not really like talk. Like I talk to my weapon because it has like a word that activates it. That's how I can light the blade on fire. That is, I mean, I don't know exactly what it is, but I know it's magical. And sometimes if you just kind of connect with your weapon, it usually
So I need to meditate with it? Is that what you need to do?
you could try that. I would think that would help.
So maybe in the armory, just sit down for a second and hold it?
I was actually gonna talk to your group. I know that like I've been sitting in there for a while, but if maybe you guys wanna, I don't know if any of you got hurt by that creature, but I don't know if you guys want to rest. But I don't think anything is coming down here anytime soon. So I think we have a little bit of time and rest because, to my knowledge,
Short rest?
the only way to get down here is the room up top.
How long? What do we have any idea what time of day it is? Because I feel like it's been a full day now.
At this point, you guys are not certain what time of day it is.
I think a long
I
rest.
was trying to
Figure out
disarm
a
the
long
trap for
rest.
like a few hours.
Okay.
I think if you guys want to take a rest, that's fine. If you want, I can go, kind of keep Julian. I don't like the idea of it, but I can go, reassure her that we're not leaving. I'm not
Is this
I'm a
conversation
big
just happening
dragon
between the two of you, or you?
No, we're all
No,
there.
we're in the armory.
You're in the armory now. Okay, great.
So sorry.
No. I'm sorry. I didn't know.
And he kind of walks around and he's pointing at some of the stuff in the armory too. He's like, and if you guys want to make do you have identify?
I don't. I have detect magic.
You detect
So
magic?
I'd like to do that in the room to see what
Okay.
items light up.
Whenever I see Aegard walking, Brock is going to immediately point at the leaf shield.
Mhm.
So as you walk in, Katie and Puck will get there a minute or two after Aegard walks in and casts detect magic. But there's quite a bit of things that light up when you walk in the room.
Right.
There are...
And as Aegard sees things lit up, he's going to take them and set them in the middle of the floor, just so we have all that stuff together.
The first thing you notice, the belt that Braca has and the torch that Puck gave you both light up.
Yeah, back to that. What do you mean stoppers on the belt? I don't know what that means.
They're like the top of vials that are
Okay.
just dangling off
Okay.
the belt.
I got
the
you.
little stoppers that go in the vials.
It's your Batman utility belt.
Right, yeah.
The torch lights up as well.
Right.
There are 1, 2 weapons that light up. There is a longsword and a flail that light. Then the shield lights up. There are 2 other pieces of armor that light up.
What are those armor? What's that armor?
So one armor is the size of Braca,
Right.
and that looks like...
Oh, yeah. Do you have everything that we can... Does anybody... usually, I can take notes, but I don't usually...
So I have the cards, so I'm just going to
Oh, I have
describe it,
those.
not show you it because they're not identified yet.
I got you.
But
Yeah.
it is another dark leather, almost like a grayish black leather, and it has this, I don't call it a shawl, like a cape that
a
kind
short
of
cape.
wraps around.
Right.
Yeah, it's almost
It's
like
on
a short
over
cape.
one shoulder.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only over one shoulder, and the other shoulder has kind of like a leather pauldron that has spikes that come out of it. And it is Braca's size. It is smaller.
That's cool.
The other armor looks almost like... so it looks like a hide, almost like a leather hide type of thing. And it has what looks like mushrooms
Say more.
and fungus growing
Say
out
more.
of the shoulder
Yes.
and on the sides. It has a it's not a cape, but it's like comes around the midsection and then it covers like your thighs. Like it kind of goes down. It's kind of like a cape, I guess.
Like a loincloth.
But no, but it's all one piece?
Yes, so it's all one piece. So it starts at the neck.
Tunic.
So it has a green tunic with silver trim, and it has a small pendant at the top.
Yep.
And that is studded leather.
Mm-hmm.
Then the sword.
Sorry, the size of that studded leather is...
it is like medium-sized leather, but like most magic items, it will...
Sure.
If you attune to it, it'll adjust to the
right.
size.
And Aegard could drop a few. And that's I'm telling Braca, like, oh, Braca, this is giving off something. This is I'm pulling
Did you
things
do it too?
off the wall.
No.
Oh, no.
It's a furbolg trait I can do once. Short rest.
This is where we're going to end this week's episode, as Aegard cast Detect Magic so he and Braca could go through the armory and they could start making a pile with all the magical items that Aegard sees light up. Thank you, friends and fellow adventurers, for joining Cocked, a real play RPG podcast, as we explore the home-brewed lands of Manassas. Everyone here at Cocked really appreciates all the support and love we receive from our listeners. The feedback has been overwhelmingly positive. In the next couple months, we have some exciting new things happening. Stay up to date with all of our activities by following us on Instagram. The links for our show and cast are in the episode description. Next month, we will be recording a one-shot hosted by Reggie to be released later this year. Then we will be releasing some prequel episodes for our Patreon subscribers. PSA, if you're interested in becoming a Patreon member, check out the episode description for the link to our Patreon. And last but not least, we will have a new member joining our cast in the next few months. Stay tuned, as a lot of exciting things are happening here, and of course, tune in next week to see what goodies the party has found locked in the armory. Have you asked it how to get the manticles off?
Ooh, good question. How do I get the manticles off you? Do you know?
You hear in your head.
Can anybody else hear it in its head?
So it speaks telepathy, but you're asking it, so it can't.
I just didn't know if anybody
do it to everybody else.
Oh, okay.
So it hasn't had the chance to yet. So it's just done it with you.
So it can only do it whenever
conversing.
Someone's asking a question, or it can just do it whenever it wants
I mean,
to?
it can do it whenever it wants to.
Oh, okay, but it just hasn't yet.
Right.
Oh, okay. Just curious.
You hear in your head.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's a good berry that you're about to eat for it.
It'll be a good one.
Reggie said he'll do it.
Right. Right.
So you hear in your head,